Hello everybody. Lily has settled down. She's been at her door for quite some time wanting to come out. But I've been on a live stream and doing a few other bits and pieces. So I've been holding her off and she's settled back down. But, we're talking about, we have snakes that are extremely active and would certainly not be considered lazy. Lily is a very active snake, or is it not just that she's active and curious and all those amazing things that snakes are, or is she just a girl that likes to come on out and find a comfy spot out of her enclosure? So I'll open the door. For her, and she'll either be snobby and go, well, I was wanting that door open half an hour ago and not now, Mum. But of course, she knows the door's open and it's her opportunity to come on out and say hello. Isn't it, sweetie? Hey, I didn't put any lights on. You know that? I did not put any lights on. And here goes really me doing very little at the moment with lifting with my shoulder, but I can't avoid it. I cannot ignore the fact that Lily, she wants to come on out. So sore shoulder or not, Lily comes on out. And too, that I don't need to be physically actually holding her. I'm going to flick the big light on. And we have the other end of the spectrum with snakes, which is my Jack a little bit, who tends to be the lazy dude in the house. Pretty much of all my snakes, Jack tends to be the laziest, but in a lot of ways Jack is also one of the heaviest of the snakes, and it's a lot of effort for him to come on out and move around and so forth. I mean, brilliant exercise for them, and they all very much need that in their life. So don't forget that if you do have a snake that shows the signs of being, and what I would refer to them as being a little bit more lazy than the average, it isn't an excuse for them or for anyone to be complacent about that and say, well, he just doesn't like coming out and he's not really into that. They still need to come on out. They still need to have some exercise. And a point of that is also, people do get overweight snakes because they have lazy snakes and don't have a tendency to have them out as often as, say, Lily, who will keep her figure, you could say, because she is active and does a lot of exercise. Jack, not so much. So it's one thing even for us to diet, to lose weight, but we also know with a diet we need to exercise. On top of that, it's not just about dieting, and the same does go for your snakes. It goes for any animal, you know, that you have in your life that is looking a little chubby. You decrease their food intake, but they need the exercise on top of it. The exercise for me, why it is so important for snakes, is not just exercise. There's a bigger picture to that. It is exploring, allowing them to be curious and explore. So they're getting a lot of enrichment out of being out of their enclosure. And not only is it the enrichment that they are getting, but the muscles, you know, building up these great big muscles that snakes need. You may think, oh, captive kept, and they're in their enclosure, and that's not important really, but it is for their health. There's nothing better than seeing a slim, muscly snake, not a fat, scale spread snake that can barely move and doesn't want to move because of the weight factor that they've got going on. So think about it in that way. So I see snakes being able to come out as exercise, using their brains, quenching some of that curiosity that if you've had snakes for long enough, you definitely know that they are extremely curious about the world and about us as well. They enjoy getting to know us, and when they do, and that trust has developed between us, it is truly an amazing experience to live your life with your snakes that way. You know, I have done a video but haven't uploaded yet about it becoming more on the normal level of having snakes in our lives as a pet, and not something that somebody sees as being unusual or different, or how can that be? Because they do not consider snakes to be a pet in their life. And I can understand that. I see why that is. And that is because a lot, and I'm not in any way, shape or form condemning the videos that show breeding side and eggs and cutting eggs and little babies popping out. In no way am I saying they are terrible videos, because they're not. But they do not show the side of a snake to be a pet in your life. And I do hope that with my videos you will see that snakes can be pets. As much as my cat, and I don't think I've got dogs in the room at the moment, but you know, as equally as my cats and my dogs, they can be a pet to you, and you can enjoy them like a pet. Yes, they have a little bit different needs. You do have to have a home for them to live in a lot. Yes, absolutely a lot. You know, big enough space. You're going up, Lily. big enough space for them to, of course, have room to move in there as well. Because when you have a snake out, you do have to have your eyes on them. It's not like a cat that well, as kittens you do, don't you? But, you know, as an adult cat, you don't have to constantly have your eyes on them. Once Lily, of course, finds her spot and settles, and yeah, she will just curl up and be quite comfortable and stay there. So no, I don't have to have my eyes on her the whole time. So if you know, that is a bonus to creating such an environment for them to have out of their enclosure, because it does mean you don't have to be sitting there with your eyes glued to them. It does, of course, make life easier to have your snakes out, absolutely. But for a long time I didn't have this. You know, I may have had this particular area where they could crawl around, and I've always had some area where they can crawl around, but I really had to be so much more vigilant then. That's not to say I'm complacent. I've always got my eye on them to some degree, and checking and double checking and making sure, yep, she's still there. But I can go down and have a shower, not a half-hour shower, but a 5-minute shower. I can nick and go to the loo or make myself a cup of tea or whatever, and I know that Lily is quite okay. You know, I've got the fan going, which is fine, but I have to be aware if Lily decides to go up into this particular area, because she will poke her head out and investigate that spinning around. So, you know, there's still aspects of keeping them safe. But this is having your snakes as pets. This is also giving them exercise and keeping them nice and fit and healthy and muscly. That is what you want. Plus, freedom. It's just a form of freedom for them. Am I saying snakes should not be in captivity? Oh no, definitely. I would never ever say that. If they weren't, I wouldn't have my snakes, and I wouldn't be able to have the daily wonderful life that I have with my snakes. So, you know, hooray for being able to have our snakes in captivity, being able to see how amazing they are in one-on-one close-up. It's incredible, and I am so thankful for it. So guys, let your snakes come out, give them exercise, whether that be in the room or whether that be outside. Don't be afraid to take them outside. They're not going to run off. They're not going to try and get away from you. They've got that trust with you. Why are they going to do that? If anything, they're going to stick close to you. They're going to stay close to the person that they know is going to keep them safe. Pretty much. And that even goes for here. And I tell you, my snakes also will stay pretty close to me to keep me safe as well. So guys, take care of yourself and your family and your friends. Of course, your beautiful, amazing snakes and all your animals. Ciao.